the next one. So you need to simplify the numbers 3 to 6. Okay, so you need to be able to divide both of these numbers by the same number. So we know that both of these can be divided by 3. So that'll give you a 1 over here and then a 2 over here. And then that cannot be any further simplified, and so that would be the answer. So here we have 9 and 12. So you're not going to use the number 2 because the number 2 cannot go into 9, okay? But what about the number 3? So the number 3 can go into both. So then that'll become a 3, and that'll become a 4. Now, what number can go into both of these? Well, there's no number that can go into both of those, unless you use the number 1, but that's not going to change anything. So this would be the most simplified answer. Here's another one. So here we have 7 and 21. So the number 2 wouldn't work because 2 cannot go into this number and it cannot go into this number. The number 3 won't work because 3 cannot go into 7. 3 can go into 21, but it has to be able to go into both. The number 4 won't work, 5 won't work, 6 won't work. The number 7 will actually work because 7 can go into both. And so this would become a 1, and then this would become a 3. Okay, I'm going to show you 3 more examples of these ones, and some of the examples are going to include decimals, so I'm going to show you what to do there, and then we're going to be moving on to unit form, okay, and then we'll be done with this lesson. So when you have the number 4 and 22, the number 2 can go into both of them. I always like to start at the very small numbers, so the number 2 can go into both, so we divide by 2, and so that's going to give you a 2 and 11, and you cannot go any smaller than that. I know I said we're going to go to the one with decimals next, but I just decided to throw in this example because a lot of learners, they think that they have to find the biggest number first, but you don't. You see, these numbers are quite big, so you don't have to try to think about what is the biggest number that can go into both. You can just start with the number 2. Check this out, and then you're just going to keep going. So you divide both by 2, and that's going to give you 44 and 50. But then don't stop there, because now we can use the number 2 again. So we just divide by 2, and that'll give you 22 and 25. Now, there is no number that can now go into both of those. You could try. The number 3 doesn't work, 4 doesn't work, 5 doesn't go into both of them, 6, 7, 8. Nope, that would be your final answer.